Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Today we are starting off in the village that we found in the first episode, as opposed to being over in our lovely little housing area where we've been working the past few episodes. The reason that we are here in the village today is because the plan for this episode, and maybe even for the episode after that, depending on how long this hole actually takes, but our plan is to transform this whole village and this entire area into a more populated village that we can do all of our trading and all of our villager related things, and it's gonna take a while. So if you guys want to see the finished product and if you guys enjoy, then please consider liking, subscribing so that you guys stay up to date with future posts, and we will get right into this massive project that we have for today. The first and most obvious thing that we need to address is the landscape. The dirt is messy. There's a cave over there. There's holes in the floor. Don't even get me started on this beach. No one would ever want to go swimming or sunbathing here. There's kelp, there's fish. It's awful. It's atrocious. It's horrible. It's disgusting. And so the first thing that we're going to have to do is fix the landscaping. And you may notice that I have a whole lot of white wool with me. A very large quantity of white wool, actually, and you may be wondering, why on earth do you have white wool? Well, the reason that I have the white wool is so that I can actually plan out where we're going to build the houses so that we can have a bit of a layout to follow. Because as much as I love the natural generation of the villages, it's not great. In fact, it's pretty bad. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding in some new houses, making these ones look much, much nicer so that each profession has its own house. We'll probably have 4 to 5 villagers of each type, excluding a couple of the ones that we're never going to use, like Fletchers or Fishermen's, but those ones we're not really going to need. I already managed to trap all the villagers that we already have in their houses. That way they don't go running amok and moving all over the place and getting eaten by zombies while we are trying to actually design their new homes. But in order to do that, we need to have a flat surface to work with. And by flat, I don't mean just a slab of dirt in the sky. I'm going to try and smooth this whole area out. And I'm also going to move most of those houses closer to this side so that when we're looking at the village in like its entirety, most of it will be within this area here. That way I can slope this terrain down towards the water and make it look a little bit more natural, because right now it's quite an abrupt cutoff and then there's houses like right there, which I'm not really a big fan of. So that's kind of going to be the main thing that we're working on here. So I have my shovel. I actually have another shovel. This one's about to break though, which is kind of why we need these villagers, because we need mending and unbreaking and reliable tool enchantments. But in order to that, we need to actually build them houses, and in order to do that, we need to fix this landscape. Looking at the area from above, it definitely looks way, way, way better. And now I can start actually putting out some of the outlines for the houses and putting out some outlines for the other things that we're going to build. I'm going to add in some basic fields and some trees, just some things to add a little bit of life to the area. Over there, I want to add a small little like fishing house, I guess. And so that was going to be a pond. I might actually make that a little bit bigger since I do have quite a lot of space to work with here. And I probably won't even end up using all of it. I've also just been breaking all the grass because it is easier to look at. So I think I'm actually going to expand this more inward. I'll probably have it come up more to like here, and then I'll have kind of a little inlet with the river with a pond, a fisherman house, a fish place. In the middle, we'll have like a market stalls area, just like the little canvas covered ones. But yeah, I made some chests just to throw everything in so that I had more space in my inventory, because I was running out of space very quickly. Now I'm going to grab all of this and let's start getting some little house outlines down on the ground so that we can work with them. It took quite a lot of time actually to get all of this down, but I used wool, which took a lot more wool than I was expecting. But I've planned out a house for each of the 7 professions that I'm going to have here in the village. This one is going to be the smiths, so like toolsmiths, armor smiths, weaponsmiths, and then I think I have farmers. I forgot what goes there. Fishermen, like cartographers, librarians, so they're going to get a really big one, and then clerics up there on the hill. The gravel is just to show where the road is going to kind of go, and then in the middle I'm going to have like a town square with a fountain, and then I'll throw in a couple extra little smaller houses here and there just to fill in the space, but they're not really going to be used for anything. And then I'll probably have like a villager breeder of some kind underground so that I can actually populate the village, because I only have a couple of guys currently on house arrest over there. But now that we have the outlines out, which again took significantly longer than I actually thought it was going to take, this took like 2 days in real life. Now I'm going to actually start building the stuff. I'm going to keep the designs pretty simple, so nothing as like elaborate as we're doing over there. It is still going to look nice, which is the goal, but I'm going to try keep them a little bit simpler just because they're more functional use, and it's like there's not really going to be much of an interior just because I'm going to put like four, 5 or 6 villagers inside. But I have all the stuff that I need, and I think I'll start with a farmer house. Try to start on this side and then just kind of go around. I finished building the house that I'm going to use for the farmers. It's pretty simple and there isn't really anything on the interior. We will get to this at some point later, but I'm still, as I said, going to keep it simple. The exterior, as you can see, is also very, very simple. We have a bit of a stone foundation with mostly just kind of oak wood and then like a trim with spruce. And the reason that I'm doing that is because I'm kind of trying to stick with the same design ish roughly that they have in like the Plains village. So I don't want to go too overboard. Just trying to make a couple of custom houses that look a little bit nicer, but that way it still kind of feels like a actual Minecraft village. But so that's what the first house is going to be. I'm going to add some variation with some of the other ones, so they will all look a little bit different, but for the most part they're going to be a similar palette to this. And I know it looks a little bit bare, but this is still before all the other like details and everything else that we're going to be adding in this whole entire area. Next house on the list is the house for the mason, which is, if I recall correctly, that's like stone cutters and all that kind of stuff. So the guys will be trading with for bricks and stone and all that other stuff that we'll need. All right, we are back after a real life time skip of a couple of days. I know it's been a very long time since the last episode came out, but I am a student and I also have a job, and finding time to record can be difficult sometimes, but we have made a lot of progress. You may notice that quite a few things are quite different, and especially these here. I changed this. We built the library, I added in a fountain in the middle, and I also added in a cartographer house, and over on there is a fishing house with some docks. And yeah, these are the main things that we've added so far. As I said, it has been a couple of days now, actually. And just to preface, these designs may look a little bit familiar, and that's because I did, for the most part, follow like a tutorial series on some village house upgrades from a YouTuber called Mr. Mirror, and his channel will be linked in the description if you want to go check him out. Really cool videos. I just really wasn't liking the designs that I was coming up with, and it was taking me a long time to try and figure out how to make something that would fit into the area nicely. And I just thought, we're not going to be spending that much time in this area. Honestly, we didn't even really need to rebuild the whole village. We could have just built like a simple trading hall and called it that. So I'm happy with it. I think it looks a little bit nicer. And right now I have the stuff to make a villager breeder, which again, going to be pretty hidden underneath underground here, just because we really don't need it to be all that fancy. Up, this is the grass above. That's actually really annoying. I may have to move this down a bit, actually. I thought I had more space up there. I'm gonna try and move this down another like 3 blocks so that we can start actually trying to populate the village here. Villager breeder has been finished, and now the only thing that we need is the villagers. And thankfully, there's actually a handy dandy little access chute right over here. I have a couple of minecarts, and we're gonna drop them right in. And I know that I have a couple in the house over there, so I'm gonna connect. Oh, that doesn't work. I'm gonna connect up this rail, and I'm going to basically just push them all the way over to where we need them to be, which may be a little bit difficult to do, but I think we'll be okay. I'm gonna try and get the ones that don't have jobs yet Because I know that I think 2 of them I locked in. I'm pretty sure I locked in. Like, I gotta try to find a way to do this without accidentally. Let's see. Without accidentally. Why can't I place on paths? We're gonna do this. Oh, that doesn't work. There we go. I'm gonna try. Let me take the door off. Alright, you're one, you have a hatch, that means that you have a job. Did I lock you in? I did lock you in. Okay, he's the one I locked in already. I'm gonna try to get one of these guys. There we go. Now, let's see if we can't get these 2 unemployed nobodies into that hole where where they can do very important things. Kidnapping in process, and now I just need to make sure that I haven't left any other workstations unattended. Otherwise, these guys are going to start like linking to things that I don't want them to link to, and that would be really, really annoying, which has been kind of a pain because I really like decorating with things like barrels, and I just can't do that, or else everyone will become a fisherman, and I don't want everyone to be a fisherman. And so that's been a fun little challenge to try and work around. But I need to try and find a way to get them into this hole. If I push you here, are you gonna cause issues? Yes, you do cause issues. Okay, great. Get back in the car. Get in it. Where did he? Oh. Alright, well now we have to re-kidnap this guy. I probably should have just done that to begin with. I don't know why I even bothered with I don't even know why I bothered with the glass. I could have just done a ramp. Dropped him right in the hole. Boom. Hole in one. I should start playing golf. Alright, I'm gonna get rid of that other minecart so that he stays properly. Yes, give me that. I will need that later. Put you in there. And then let me go get your friend. Let me get the other one. Hopefully he links to that bed. I took with the other beds that were in there, I took those out. So there shouldn't be anything to like mess these guys up now. I just gotta make sure that this one actually gets over there, and then I gotta give them these carrots that I brought. And then hopefully we start getting inhabitants. And then comes the very, very fun challenge. Go, get in. Go, come on. What are you doing? Go. Okay, thank you. Whew, I didn't know if that was gonna work for a second. Right now I can get rid of this. And I'm gonna visit you guys. Let's see if let me get up here. Now, I'm gonna have a conversation with you 2. We can take these. And yeah, that should be fine. Now let's see if we can't get a hold of the other villager. I'm gonna try to get what's his name? The librarian from there into there. And it's gonna present a bit of a unique challenge because there you are. Hello. Yes, you're my friend. You're cool. You're really cool. You got a job. I respect that. If you can get into the minecart, thank you. Very agreeable. That's great. Now we need to make a track all the way to the library, which actually is pretty close to be honest. But I do also need a lectern so that he has like a workstation to connect to. Alright, first librarian is officially in his new home. We just need to find a way to actually make this work, because I know they need lecterns to restock. I don't think they need access to beds in order to restock, but the problem is still, if I have lecterns, I think I'm not gonna like trap them in little holes, because that seems kind of rude. These guys are kind of inhabitants, like this is their village, they live here. So I think I should be able to just put a couple of lecterns around, and they should just kind of chill. Like, are you connected to that now? Like, are you good? Like, is that all you need? Because I know he can't go out the doors, because I already tested that. So if you just walk around, like, are you chill? You're not going to do anything dumb, are you? Okay, phew, it does work. That scared me for a second. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we know they can't get out. So I think the plan is to have a total of 8, I guess, librarians, maybe 6. I'll probably end up making a basement for this place too, to be honest, with just some regular trading hall looking places. But for now, that's gonna work. I do need to find a way to mob proof. I don't probably not gonna be able to mob proof this area, so we'll just leave them inside their houses. Is this working? No, nothing. I know you took the carrots. Okay, we'll check on that later. For now, I'm gonna try and get the farmer from there all the way to there, which is probably gonna be worse than the first one because it's a longer route. Did I leave any villagers in here? I don't think I did. I did. Ah, okay. There's another one that we got to deal with later. I'm gonna see if I can't get all these guys to where they need to be, and then we'll do a little check-in afterwards. Is this an absolutely horrendous system? Yes. Yes, it is. Worst roller coaster I've ever seen. However, it did work. And now we have 2 villagers, one of which I have not locked in. I'm probably going to lock this one in just because the carrot trade is kind of neat. And then this one already is obviously locked in. And then I'm going to have another 2 in either of these houses, which I don't have a villager for yet. And then we have the unbreaking one in there. And if we check down here, hopefully we have a villager somewhere? No? Nothing? Alright. Well, that that could prove slightly problematic. That is something that I will have to investigate later, simply because this video is going on very long, and it's been over a week. Let's see if we can't find that other villager. Where did he go? Hello? They can climb ladders? I did not know that. I did not know that villagers could climb ladders. I'm actually really surprised by that. I thought I had lost him for a second. Okay, that's a little scary. I didn't know they could do that. But either way, honestly kind of funny to find him up here. He's surveying the town, I guess, the lovely town that we've built with our fishermen, with the tiny non-existent dock, an empty house, 2 more empty houses, and then another empty house, more of which will be built in the future. But for now, I am going to end it here so I can actually upload this video. If you guys have made it this far, thank you so much. I really appreciate the support. I really appreciate the support on all the other videos as well. And if you are not subscribed, then please consider subscribing so you can keep up to date with when new videos come out. I will be working on this town quite a bit more over the next few videos. I will be adding more houses, repopulating the town. I will probably work on some other things just because this specific project has taken over a week and it's just really been tiring to manage with everything else that I have going on. So we'll probably break it up and do a couple other things in the meantime. Some other things that I really would like to start, like the dock mainly, which I know I've been talking about for quite some time now. But yeah, with that, I will see you guys in the next one.